And what's up, everybody? Today we are gonna do some code katas. So let's go over to codewars.com. Let's open up a new tab. And if you don't know, code katas are little mini coding challenges. They rank from easiest at 8Q to hardest at 1Q. The way we like to do them is we sort them by most completed and we just go down the list, doing them all. The one we are on now is, I believe, let me look, duplicate encoder. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. The goal of this exercise is to convert a string to a new string where each character in the new string is this. If that character appears only once in the original string, or the opposite if the character appears more than once in the original string. Ignore capitalization when determining if a character is duplicate. Okay? So easy enough. So E appears more than once in this string, so we get the backwards and the forwards. Parentheses. Cool. So anytime there's a duplicate letter, we have one of these. If it's only once, we got one of these. So let's do it. Let's grab our title. Let's open it up in VS Code. Cool. Let's put our title in. Let's let's put in our function. And let's bring in our test. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we need to split our string so we can look at each individual character. Let's go ahead and get Katas started. So the way that we'll do that is we'll say, oh, we need to change these to console logs. Okay. And so we want to split our string. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to say let's split string equal, we're going to spread it out. So we'll use our spread operator and we'll say word. And since case doesn't matter, let's just go ahead and lowercase the whole string so we don't have to worry about capitalized letters. So we'll say word.to lowercase. Right? And if we look and see, let's look at split string. You see that we get each individual letter. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to filter out the duplicate letters. We want to have only our duplicates left. So the way we'll do that is we'll say we'll call it duplicates, and that'll equal our split string, and we want to filter it, and we want to take in our the letter, the index, and the original array. And so then we'll take the original array and we'll say index of, and we want to get the index of the letter, and if it is not equal to the index, then that'll give us our duplicates. So if we look now, we'll say log. Let's log our duplicates. So you see, now we have an array of all the duplicate letters. In our first string, there's not a duplicate, so it's an empty array. So let's go ahead. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we don't want multiples. We don't want all of our duplicate letters. We only want one of each. We just need to use them to know when to switch when we're looping through our string. So we'll get rid of. So what we want to do is one way to get rid of duplicates in an array is to use a set. So what we can do is we can say let duplicates. We'll just call it duplicate set, and that will equal a new set, and we'll take in duplicates. So now if we log duplicate set, you'll see that there will only be our unique values, only one of each. Okay. And now, when we do this, a set is an object. We want ours in an array so we can loop over it. I mean, you could loop over this, but this is a set. It's a new set. So let's go ahead and put. Let's say, we'll say unique. Duplicates equal we'll use our spread operator again. We'll bring it into an array, and this will be duplicate. We want to bring in duplicate set. So now if we log this, we'll see that we have them in an array. See? Okay. So the next thing we want to do. Now we know which letters are duplicates, so now we need a place to store our built-up string of our parentheses. So we'll say let string equal empty string. Now we want to loop over our original word. And see if it is equal to one of our duplicate letters. And if it is, we'll put in that parenthesis. If not, we'll put in the other one. So we'll say for. We'll use a for loop for this. We will let I equal 0. Well, I is less than split string dot length. Then we want to increment I. So now, if, what do we want to say? We want to say, if unique duplicates, if it includes the character that we're looking at, which will be split string at index, then string plus equals, which one do we use if it's a duplicate? It's, I think it's the backwards one. And if it's not a duplicate letter, then we will say string plus equals the opposite. And then all that's left to do is return our, that's not how you spell return, is return our string. And let's check it out. We got them the same here, same here. This checks out, it ignores case. And this one's the same here, we did it. Cool. One down. It's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and throw it into Code Wars, see how that goes. Let's test it out. Nice. Let's attempt it. Very cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and submit it, and we'll check out everybody else's answers. Okay. So let's see what other people did. They returned the word, that to a lowercase. They split it. They mapped over it. Index of A, last, okay. Cool. Unique, word.to lowercase, loop over it. This is like the previous solution. This uses regex. Cool. Alright, super cool. Let's do another one. Take a 10-minute walk. I have never been able to figure this one out. I think we're gonna skip it again. You're given directions to go, and you have to end back. You have to end back up at the same spot, and you have to see if you can do it within the allotted time. We're gonna skip it. We'll go with this one. Sum of the two lowest positive integers. So what we're supposed to do is create a function that returns the sum of the two lowest positive integers given in an array of minimum 4 positive integers. There's no floats, which is decimal numbers with decimals, or negative integers will be passed. Huh. So this is going to be super easy. So we're given an array of numbers. They're out of order. We need to find the two lowest numbers and get their sum and return it. So the way we're going to do this, let's go ahead and bring it down locally. Let's go here. Let's turn it into a JS file. Open it up in VS Code. Bring our title in. And let's bring in our function. And let's bring in our test. Okay, we got our test. We need to change these to console.logs. And then let's start up Quokka. So the way we're going to do this is we need our two lowest we need our two lowest, we need to find the two lowest integers. And get the sum of them. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take our array that we're given and we're going to sort it from the lowest number to the highest number. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to say let sort array. This will be our sorted array equal numbers dot sort, and that will then we'll take in and then we'll sort it. I think we go A plus B. Is that what it is? Let's go ahead and log sort array and see if that did it. So that went from highest to lowest. No, it didn't. So I think we need, do we need A minus B? Is that what it is? There we go. So that's lowest to highest. So now we have our two lowest numbers right here at the beginning of our array. So what we could ultimately do is we could return sort array at index 0, which will be our lowest number, and we'll say plus sort array at 1, which is our second lowest number, and that should do it. Let's go ahead and check it out. 13, 13, 6, 6, 10, 10, 24, 16, 16. So that did it. So we just sorted our array, we took the first two numbers and added them together. So that does it right there. I'm trying to think of a different way. I mean, there's different ways to do it. I don't know if they'd be more performant. With this, we're just passing over the array and sorting it. And then we're just adding the first two numbers. So I think it's probably the best way to do it. Let's go ahead and submit it. Or let's test it out and make sure it works. Then we'll submit it and see how other people solved it. Let's test it. Let's attempt it. Cool. So let's go ahead and submit and see other people's answers. Okay. So they did it the same way we did, sorted it, and added the first two numbers. They did some destructuring here, that's pretty cool. Here we get our... What's going on here? Sort, add the first two, sort. Oh, and they did a slice. They sliced out the first two numbers and then reduced it. With that, see there, you have to loop over it at once to sort it, again to slice it, and then again to reduce it. So you're taking 3 steps. Okay, cool. So let's maybe do one more. Return negative. Let's check it out. In this simple assignment, you're given a number and have to make it negative, but maybe the number's already negative. So I think what we can do, so if the number's already negative, we leave it the same. If it's positive, we make it negative. Cool, so we can do that. Let's grab our title. Let's open it up in VS Code. Bring our title in. And then let's grab our function. And let's bring in our test. One test, good enough. Should be all we need. We need this to be a console.log. And we need to open up Quokka. Or start running Quokka. So what we're gonna do, we need to check if the number's already negative. So what we could say is we could say if number is greater than 0, if num is greater than 0, then we know that it's not negative. And then what we can do is we can say return negative number and put in our num. And that does it. I think we could also append the dash, just concat the number with the dash. That will work also. Maybe we could we just return, we couldn't just return num like this, could we? No. That works too. So cool, we could just put num. Since it's already a number, so that works. And I think if it's already negative, we probably don't even need to check. We could probably just return negative num. And it should leave the negatives the same. So say we had a test in here where the number was negative. Oh, did that break it? That might have broke it. Maybe that doesn't work. No, okay, that worked. That does work. But let's say we had a test that was already negative. And if this is already negative... Oh, it made it positive. Interesting. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and do... This should work though. If we go negative number, num. So I guess we do need to check. Let's throw in our check and see what happens. If num is greater than 0, then we want to do this. Or else return num. Cool. And we could do it with a ternary. We can make it a one-liner. We could say let's make negative, and that will take in our num, and we use an arrow function, and we'll say if num is greater than 0, then we want to turn number num, or else we want to return num, like that, and that should work too. Cool. Cool, so we'll go ahead and submit that one. Let's test it. Nice, let's attempt it. Very cool. Let's go ahead and submit. So math.absolute, no. Could have done it that way. See, this is what we tried and it didn't seem to work. Maybe it's just something going on with Quokka. Math.absolute. Cool. Alright. Should we do one more? Growth of a population. Let's check it out. Oh, this is a wordy one. I think we're kind of running out of time. I think we'll save this one for the next episode. But you're given a population, it grows 2% per year, and then it gets 50 new inhabitants each year. And they want to know how many years it takes for the population to be greater or equal to 1,200. So that seems pretty easy, but a little more than I want to do right now. But thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody has a great day. Peace.